And this is going to be an interesting year for our parks program. We're taking on Joseph Stewart Park, and at the same time, we have the lowest water levels we've ever had at two of our largest parks.
The Jackson County Budget Committee recently held public hearings to hear departmental presentations and review the recommended budget for 2021-22. Department presentations give us detailed insight and understanding of the services being provided to the citizens of Jackson County.
We heard a little bit about Measure 110. That is the law that passed back in February 1st is when it was put into play. And what it's done is it's taken crimes that were formerly charged, not in the not too distant past as felonies, but in the more recent past as misdemeanors for possession of a controlled substance, and turned it into a Class E violation. So what used to come through our department and given opportunities for diversion and engagement, now we're given a ticket and have very few requirements to really engage in any level of services. So on a very practical level, it means we've decreased the number of people on supervision, which are then funded by the state. So the state said, well, if you've got fewer people, we're going to give you fewer state funds for parole and probation officers. And that's one of the reasons you saw the decrease in officers and FTE in the budget initially. And then also from a practical standpoint on the budget, fewer people on supervision means decreases in fees collected, and it means decreases in the number of work crews that we're going to be able to deploy, as we won't have as many people who are in violation and on supervision. Areas of emphasis for the next year, culturally responsive and trauma-informed service provision. I think the people on supervision see us as more collaborative and aimed at their success. We're also working with Hilda Montenegro Fix to provide not only cultural agility training for all of our staff, but our managers over the last year have gone through 3 separate sessions with her, identifying different ways in which disparities exist within our system, strategies we can use to reduce those, and ways we can support staff in providing equitable services for everybody we see.
The financial stability of the overall parks program continues to be really good. We took a hit last year from COVID. All the parks were shut down for many, many months, and that took an impact. Our total budget this year is just short of $6 million, which on the graph to the right is the largest budget we've had since I've been here. In fact, I think ever. The budget does include a large debt service payment to the Southern Oregon RV Park. And this is going to be an interesting year for our parks program. We're taking on Joseph Stewart Park, and at the same time, we have the lowest water levels we've ever had at 2 of our largest parks. We also have a new operator at the sports park, and so this is going to be an interesting year. Our financial condition of both the parks and the roads we are doing well. 2 of the largest county assets, our pavement condition, our bridging condition, are very good. Our capital program is allowing us to address some safety issues that we have not been able to address for years, and that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of those done. We're going to continue, though, to focus on maintaining what we have first. And then on the park side, Joseph Stewart's going to be a great challenge, but one we're excited about, and we think we're going to be able to, the public's going to be pleased with what we deliver. That's going to kind of offset the challenge that we're going to have at Howard Prairie and Immigrant Lakes, and the RV park is continuing to do very well.
When the fires started September 8th last year, staff realized right away that we would be impacted by that.
I do also want to point out, Dave didn't really spend a lot of time on this. It wasn't made as part of his budget presentation or his budget proposal. The fires have caused a significant, what's going to become a significant workload for his office. According to Ruth Staton, who works with Dave also, they're going to need to individually appraise every one of those destroyed structures as they're rebuilt. They anticipate 6,000 staff hours to do that work. I believe they're going to be understaffed on the appraisal team just due to the sheer amount of work to be done. I think it's important for the budget committee maybe now to ask Dave how he plans on meeting those 6 hours roughly estimated of staff time with one person within his team, and continue to conduct assessment for the rest of the entire county. And I didn't really hear that be addressed, and I'd like him to address that for you.
I'm not saying we couldn't use additional help. I have great staff, and they can speed up the process, the appraisal process in ways that will, I believe, help us to meet our goals.
And again, I strongly encourage you to step outside your zone of comfort and work with Danny and use his expertise and that of his staff to help you be more successful than your department already is.
Thank you, I will.
The building program, we implemented an electronic plan review system. We've never had this before. This allows contractors and design professionals to submit their plans electronically, get reviewed electronically. The notes go right into the system. It's all integrated. That was actually something that we got some COVID funding for. So the county will be getting reimbursed for that part of it. Caseloads are down. We have a backlog right now. So we're anticipating a really big year also with hemp and marijuana. And that's not talking about the illegal hemp or marijuana.
When this new bill passed, this 110 passed to basically decriminalize drug possession, marijuana, cocaine, heroin, you can possess it and you're no longer charged. It's not even a violation essentially anymore. You can get a ticket and it can get dismissed. Is the state took a lot of the marijuana money that was coming to us. We were slated to get about 2.2 million a year. And I just gave Commissioner Dyer these numbers last week, but I think it's down to under 500,000. There's no way that we can handle the workload the state allowed to be put on us and the voters passed with the state taking our money and not even giving us the full amount of marijuana money to begin with. So this isn't just an issue of we don't have enough staff. It's an issue that we were promised resources that have slowly been peeled back and taken away from us to be able to address it.
Thank goodness we're here to say that we're financially still stable. Thank goodness I'm not going to have to ask for any money or any help and pray that I won't ever have to. And I'm just ready for the county to get open so that we can actually get back to the fun stuff that we do. But in the meantime, we're going to focus on vaccinating between now and June 15th.
Okay, the other order that's on the table is Order 57-21, and that is the approval of the budget. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chair, to approve the order number 57-21 in the matter of approving the fiscal year 2021-2022 budget for Jackson County, Oregon, as recommended by the county administrator.
Thank you. Second from Rick. Thank you. Okay, we've had a motion and a second. We've had some discussion. Can we have the roll call, please?
Mrs. Sevick.
Yes.
Mr. Rasher.
Yes.
Commissioner Dyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Dodderer.
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes.
Chair Morris.
Yes. All right, we've completed another budget year.